They're going to do whatever drives profit. So if you need to outlaw one thing after another to prevent people from extracting more and more profit at the expense of people's lives, then maybe your system is fucked. Okay, maybe you just have a bad economic system there. Okay, so this is the person that is behind the viral "Insulin is free" tweet. And wow, what an attractive individual. I know that beauty is subjective, but my goodness, look at that hair. It's quite stunning. I love the sweater too. What a look. What a guy, right? A person. I don't know how they identify, but holy crap. Very aesthetic, very good. And honestly, I'm surprised they have like a video quality like this. I thought it was just some dude who made like a shit post, right? But no, it turns out this person is like a known figure, I guess. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on here. From More Perfect Union in the classroom, the guy behind the viral "Insulin is free" tweets, the one that tanked the stocks, right? And forced the company, what are they called again? That company, right? To reconsider their insulin prices. What a hero. $8 to completely tank the assets of this company. Beautiful. Let's go.
Hey. My name's Sean, and this is how I accidentally made national news with $8, 9 words, and like 10 minutes.
Eli Lilly.
Perhaps the most damaging tweet from a fake account happened to pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly. Insulin is free now.
When Elon Musk announced that anyone could buy Twitter verification for $8, critics were quickly like, yeah man, that's not a great idea, you shouldn't do that, including his own team. But he did it anyway, and it went as expected. Yeah, that's Morrow, the plumber from video games, flipping the bird direct from a fake Nintendo account. I saw these accounts popping up, and I was procrastinating doing my laundry, so I knew I had to make an account too. Since I'm a giant nerd who thinks about
I was about to make a Matt Walsh one, and then I figured out that like you could only do it on the iPhone, and I had an Android. I'm like, what the fuck? This is not fair. This is discrimination.
Job writing for More Perfect Union way too much. I knew I wanted the account to speak to corporate greed. But it's a hard decision. When you think about corporate greed, there's just so many options. Like, just look at all these stories of executives putting profit over all else. But there's one thing that really stands out in the pantheon of corporate greed.
X Corvus is a good friend of the show. Sex worker extraordinaire. Very pog.
In the United States. Nearly 40 million Americans have diabetes. 1 in 4 people with type 1 or 2 diabetes are forced to ration their insulin because of the high cost, often hundreds of dollars per vial for the uninsured. But insulin doesn't cost that much to produce, sometimes as little as $10
yes, it is in
a
fact
dose.
porn sander.
That's more than I paid to make my Twitter Blue account. So I took out my Googling fingers and searched top insulin manufacturers. Yes, I had to Google it. That's how unplanned this was. I learned that just 3 companies control 90% of the insulin market, and I'll get to why that's super important and part of the problem. I took this old failed parody account I had for a fictional Mothman for West Virginia Senate campaign. That's why I was only following Joe Manchin and Laura Linney, who was in the Mothman prophecies. And I created an account for the multi-billion-dollar pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly. I took no effort to protect my identity when I was doing this. I was not careful at all. Because again, this was not coordinated and I'm not some mastermind. I only found out that babies don't drink water like 6 months ago. I threw the word parody into the bio. At the time, that was incomplete.
To be fair, that doesn't have much to do with creating a fake account.
Compliance with Twitter's rules.
I forgot you were in Ohio. I saw the video on Shark's stream of the town hall. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm very proud of that. I'm glad word's getting around that I did that, and it's been great for growth. That's not the only reason I did it, of course, but it has been heroic shit. I made a video about it. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much.
Parody, and wrote out a tweet so absurd that no pharmaceutical company would ever actually tweet it. We are excited to announce insulin is free now. Later, to drive home that it was parody, I posted again, did a retweet, and replied to some other users with helpful messages. Within a few hours, the post had thousands of retweets. Twitter changed their parody policy. Major politicians responded. Memes were made. The account was suspended. And the real Eli Lilly responded. No, they made clear, insulin is not free. But why not?
Yeah. We apologize. Insulin's actually not free. You still have to to pay for that shit. Yeah, fuck you.
But why not? It feels weird to make one of these videos that I make for work on something I did with no planning in my living room, but this is the classroom from More Perfect Union. Insulin is a hormone produced by mammals that is essential to life. Some people, diabetics, don't produce enough.
I already know all of this.
In 1921, when Twitter didn't even exist yet, I don't think, a team of researchers discovered a way to extract insulin from animals for use as a medicine for humans. An incredibly important discovery.
Boys are balls.
They probably could have made a lot of money on this, but instead sold the patent to a university for $1 each. Because, one researcher said, insulin does not belong to me, it belongs to the world.
Based.
It wasn't meant to be a profit driver, it was meant to be a lifesaver. But in 1923, the inventors partnered with Eli Lilly for their expertise in producing glandular extracts. Eli Lilly got the United States patents for any manufacturing process improvements. In the United States, drug patents end after 20 years, meaning the drug can go generic and other companies can make it and the price goes down. But the three insulin manufacturers coordinate and use a strategy called evergreening to keep the patents alive forever.
Yeah, so basically what they do is they slowly, this says making improvements to insulin. I don't know, maybe they were good ones, but like usually what drug companies will do is they will make basically no difference at all. Like they'll change like one tiny component of the drug, like maybe the color or like the design, and they'll patent it again. Right? No, that's how that works. That's how they it's called evergreening. Yeah, it's really disgusting.
They keep making improvements to insulin, honestly, often good ones, but very incrementally, meaning every improvement buys them another 20 years of the patent. It's an intentional strategy to keep the patents, and it also slows down innovation. Obsolete drugs are often discontinued and lose their FDA.
This is capitalistic innovation, by the way. Notice, very, very, very slow and incremental improvements that are introduced over time, because if you don't introduce it slowly, then you don't get to keep the patent and you don't get to keep profiteering. That's capitalism, okay? You want to talk about fucking innovation. That's your fucking capitalist innovation, okay? That's bullshit. All right, miss me with that shit.
Approval, which means that generic manufacturers can't make them. That basically means that these patents can be
There's a monopoly, not necessarily capitalism. Capitalism is about free market competition. What's the competition? What are we competing for? When do you win? Think about that.
The companies will also add multiple patents to one drug by patenting different component parts. One form of insulin has
They're preventing competition? Yeah, because they won the fucking competition!
4 patents attached to it. And that's just one element of the problem. Pharmaceutical marketing, influence over doctors and trade groups, the relationships between pharma and the insurance companies, and lack of regulation all help pharmaceutical companies price gouge Americans. When Senator Bernie Sanders quoted Eli Lilly's apology tweet and pointed out these pricing problems, Elon Musk himself stepped in and attempted to debate him.
The market's being prevented from competing? Excuse me, sir. Are you implying that we should regulate the free market? Excuse you. What? They earned that through their innovation. Excuse you. That's not your place to step in. What, do you want to impede on the free market? Excuse you. They built their way up from the ground, you heathen. You socialist heathen. My goodness.
To be fact-checked by his own website. Americans pay more for insulin than any other country. Elon's defense of insulin pricing came right after Twitter received angry correspondence from Eli Lilly, which ended up with them pulling all future advertising from Twitter, which is gonna really hurt, because pharmaceutical companies spend a lot of money on marketing.
That's awesome.
And that's why Twitter changed their verification rules. You don't mess with giant corporations, and you really don't mess with advertisers.
Yep.
I was hesitant to even make this video because I truly had no idea how big of a splash the tweet would make when I posted it. And I don't really want to take credit. It's not a scoop or hot take that insulin pricing is ridiculous. It's a truth that
these extended patents are a direct result of the free market, Hensum. They literally just said in the video, I understand that. They're going to do whatever drives profit. So if you need to outlaw one thing after another to prevent people from extracting more and more profit at the expense of people's lives, then maybe your system is fucked. Okay, maybe you just have a bad economic system there. All right. if you have to constantly regulate it, like constantly regulate it, maybe it's just a bad system, okay? I got news for you. If you've got a hole in your wall, right? And you keep getting holes in your wall for like seemingly no reason, you keep having to duct tape it, and you have soon your wall is more duct tape than it is wall. Maybe you just have a bad fucking wall. Maybe you should replace it with something that's better, right? Just a thought.
Millions of Americans deal with every day. The sad part is many people have reported on this before. Many politicians have tried to pass bills, but nothing has happened because the pharmaceutical industry has so much power.
Yep.
Elon Musk just gave me the power to put the righteous anger that millions of Americans feel towards this system into a single tweet. 83% of Americans
think there's only one consecution company, I'm assuming you meant a different word, who sets the prices. Nobody. It's free. Insulin is free. The patent was sold for $1. Insulin was supposed to be free. Do you understand that?
Prescription drug pricing is unreasonable. Even the Wall Street Journal, a publication dedicated to the interests of big business, highlighted the high costs of insulin. And a few days after the tweet, the CEO of Eli Lilly was asked about it and responded, "It probably highlights that we have more work to do to bring down the cost of insulin for more people." And the replies to the real Eli Lilly's tweet were pretty heartbreaking. If so many people are so unified in their anger, maybe it's time to make a change. I know what I'm doing about it. I hope this works.
Yeah. Good luck
Thank you
with that.
so much for watching. We hit 100,000
That was good.
subscribers right before this video went out, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. Throughout 2023, we're going to continue to cover corporate greed, worker power, and other stories that matter. And if you have a story on one of those topics you want to share with us, feel free to comment or reach out.
Beautiful. That was more perfect union. The guy who made the viral insulin is free tweet, forcing the price of insulin back into the public eye. A random stroke of luck, really, but what could be considered a stroke of genius, really. Insane, right? Amazing. What this guy did, just by sheer luck. You know, we really are going to meme our way into a better world. That's true, by the way. If you don't believe me, think about it. The people who were doing the climate change bullshit with throwing soup at the Van Gogh, right? They weren't even on the map. They weren't even in the public eye. They were being arrested left and right for protests, protest after protest. And what got them in the public eye? Throwing soup at a painting, okay? So if you don't think that memes are important to our cause, you're wrong, okay? If you're a good memer on the left, go and meme. Okay? Upload memes. Make really good memes. Make really good viral memes, okay? Meme shit back into the public eye and make people recognize this for what it is. Because that's what this was. It was an epic meme. It was an epic lay meme troll. And it just happened to completely boost this conversation back into our lives. So remember that. Remember that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching again. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment with your thoughts. Come join the Twitch chat right here. All right, be one of the cool kids. Be one of the little gay cool kids in my chat. Yeah, that's all I got for you right now. So I will see you in the next video.